What do we want to be remembered for? What is your legacy? And what are you willing to do for it? Because it wasn't enough for Dr. King to want to be remembered as a drum major for justice. He had to do some things. I always thought it would be inspiring to be known as an overcomer or to leave some kind of legacy of love. And then I found out that you've got to do some things for that to happen. You can't just become an overcomer and inspire people unless you go through some stuff. I love the game. I thought that football was a really good allegory to life. And so I played around in the streets all the time growing up until they told me girls don't play football, right? That's what they tell you, girls don't play football. Well, my high school football team wasn't doing so good my junior year, and I was like, you know what? I'd like to go ahead and try and see if girls can play football. It can't get worse. And I went to the head coach and I said, I want to play football. And he didn't look at me. He said, there's nothing I can do to stop you, and he walked away. I took that as some encouragement. I was like, okay, he didn't say, you know, he said, there's nothing I can do to stop you. I was like, okay, so what do I need to do? I wasn't trying to make a statement. I just wanted to do what I wanted to do. I loved football, and I didn't love people telling me what I couldn't do. I didn't realize how that was setting me up for some things that would happen later in my life. That happens. Pay attention, especially the young people. The things that you go through, the worst things you go through, are part of preparing you for the things that you're supposed to do later, even though it feels really bad at the time. That's true. When I visited in 2006, Selma was completely segregated. The school systems are segregated, everything is segregated. And something in my heart did not feel like I could go on and move back to the comfort and convenience of my home, but I had to get involved and make a difference. And so I moved to Selma the beginning of 2007. We started a radio show, we did community service, we did all kinds of things, and it didn't take long for us to start to receive bomb threats and death threats. I even had my own agent from Homeland Security, because those same ills that faced us then face us now. So what I want to ask all of us to consider is, what is the bus that drives by our house? What are the opportunities that we may choose sometimes to ignore that we need to get busy fighting after so that we can be the agents of change that are in our hearts to be? Dr. King said that unearned suffering is redemptive. Love freely, educate humbly, live boldly, and look for the bus that is being sent to you and choose to do something, because we all have a responsibility to leave this world better than we found it. That suffering that we do when we submit our lives to a process, that is going to be the message that inspires other people to act, and that is what we're called to do. I really appreciate the time. I'd love to meet every one of you, but I'm so grateful to be here this morning. This place is filled with such richness in the character of the people that are here, and I'm convinced if every one of us seeks to do something with the inspiration and the love that we have in our heart, that we can change the world. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you for having me.